mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic.
Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about a limited series that will hopefully become the first of several seasons, Netflix's Ripley. Created by Steven Zaillian, who I'll be talking about in some detail momentarily. Ripley is an 8-episode limited series on Netflix starring Andrew Scott in the titular role. It's based on a series of 5 novels starring this Tom Ripley character, but I'd imagine we all know the character best from the 1999 Matt Damon-led film, The Talented Mr. Ripley. It tells the story of a man usurping the identity of someone he's meant to retrieve. And the film left the TV show with some big shoes to fill. In addition to Matt Damon, the film starred Gwyneth Paltrow, Jude Law, Cate Blanchett, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it was nominated for 5 Oscars. Speaking of Oscars, this will probably be a good segue into talking about the show's creator, Steven Zaillian. This is a guy with an IMDb page. I'm going to start by telling you that he's won an Oscar and has been nominated for 5 before I now give you just a small sampling of what he's written. He wrote The Irishman, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Moneyball, American Gangster, Gangs of New York, Schindler's List, Searching for Bobby Fischer, Awakenings, among many other things. Also, like with Ripley, he wrote and created another show, 2016's The Night Of, which if you guys didn't see it, it was incredible. It starred Riz Ahmed. I think that might be the first time I saw Riz Ahmed in something. And John Turturro. It was incredible. It also won a bunch of Emmys, including directing and writing for Zaillian. Oh, and the Oscar that he won that I failed to mention, Schindler's List. I mean, one of the best movies ever fucking made. So, all that to say, this is an accomplished motherfucker. So, it should come as no surprise. The expectations were high for Ripley, both from the industry and for me personally. My biggest concern was that it was going to take a story that was told really well in 2 hours and nominated for a bunch of Oscars and expanding it into 8 episodes. Would that work? Would it feel long and drawn out? Or would Zaillian deliver, as he constantly has, or consistently has? And the answer to all those questions, I think, is yes. Did it work and did Zaillian deliver? Well, we're a third of the way through the year, and along with Shogun and Sugar, this is one of my top 3 shows of the year so far. Hey everybody, I just want to take a small break from this review to talk about the various other ways you can engage with me on other platforms. If you're so inclined, and I understand why you wouldn't, I am an acquired taste, but you can join the Patreon where you can get extra content like retro reviews, where I review old shows and movies to see if they still hold up today, Mike's Musings, where I talk about shows I'm watching that I don't cover on the channel, or Mike's VOD, where you can commission me to watch a show, which I will then review on the channel. And if you want to engage with me and chat with me more directly, I also implore you to join the Discord and follow the Facebook page. I set up channels in the Discord for all of us to discuss the shows I'm reviewing on the channel, and I also drop new videos in there since it's the easiest platform for me to share to from my phone. The Facebook can be really fun because I sort of live comment on shows I'm watching, often while under the influence, I'm not going to lie. And I'll also share news there, both about television and film and about myself as well. So if you like my content, you want to be more engaged, you think I'm charming, or you simply want to show support, feel free to sign up for the Patreon or join the Discord or Facebook today. Links to all platforms are in every video description. Remember to share all my shit to your respective social media platforms. And now back to this review. Here's the thing though. Was it also long and drawn out? Yeah, it was. And I could definitely see that as a barrier for a lot of people. This thing's tedious, purposely and intentionally so, but tedious nonetheless. And I could see a lot of people growing tired with it or impatient with it and bailing. I'm even prone to getting bored with things and bailing on them quickly. Look at how I responded to Franklin. If you're on the Facebook page, I cut ties with that pretty quickly. But did I get bored with this? Never. Why? Because every goddamn frame was like a Thanksgiving feast for your eyes. Even in moments when you're seeing Tom doing seemingly insignificant shit like walking upstairs or taking a cab back and forth to a location. Not only do these moments inform on Tom's character, but it's like being in the fucking Louvre, man. Like the black and white, the lighting, the shadows, the angles, the gorgeous location settings. Like this is pretty easily one of, if not the best looking show I've ever seen. Like, beautiful, and when I say best looking, I'm not talking about like special effects and shit like that. I just mean like beautiful looking. Like, it's like I said, it's like every frame is like a fucking painting, man. And if you're a fan of this channel, you've heard how much I praised the cinematography on Succession. This shits on Succession like completely and thoroughly in that regard. And Succession has won an Emmy for cinematography, but I truthfully don't see any show even being in the discussion for cinematography next year up against Ripley. Again, probably the most beautiful looking show I've ever seen. And yes, while the show is quite tedious, it is tedious with purpose. Like I said moments ago, there are scenes that seem slow, but they're meant to help us understand the kind of person that Tom is and his approach to let's just say his activities and his decision making. But when the show is slow outside of informing on Tom, it's slow with purpose. It feels very Hitchcockian almost. Is Hitchcocky the word? Did I make that up? And how it kind of like sets and builds tension. That slow pacing is used to magnificent effect in essentially having you like, you'll start a scene sitting comfortably watching the fucking show, and by the end of this scene or by a sequence of scenes, you could be on the edge of your seat not even knowing how you got there because of just how they slowly ratchet up the tension. And it's not just the visuals that make this show stand out. Like, overall, I'd say most of the performances kind of range from passable to good. But Andrew Scott is absolutely incredible in the titular role. Like, you're not gonna find facial work of this caliber in too many other places. Like, the way he conveyed an insane range of emotion with like slight tweaks to his mouth or to his brow line. It was incredible. And I've seen some criticisms thrown at the supporting cast. Fair enough, but no one aside from Johnny Flynn, who plays Dickie Greenleaf, gave me any real issues. And he didn't really give me issues per se. It just, his performance just didn't connect with me. Even though Dickie Greenleaf is not a two-dimensional character, nor does Flynn play him as one, it just felt like a very flat and kind of lifeless performance, but still passable and not at all distracting or deterrent. There are also some great performances from unexpected places as well, like pretty much like every desk clerk that works at a hotel that Tom appears at. Like all of the main staff people that he interacted with at these hotels were great. The cop that starts piecing things together and trying to figure out what happened during the second half of the season, that guy was really good. And then there's some real standout moments in episodes as well. Episode 3 escalates the entire story in this gripping sequence of scenes that felt short, but probably were like half an hour in this episode. I feel like episode 3 was actually one of the shorter episodes too. Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like it was one that was like 40 something minutes when most of them were about an hour. And yeah, this sequence of scenes in episode 3 was outstanding. It's no spoiler that Tom, I can't say it's no spoiler, but I don't think it won't impact your viewing of the show to know that Tom is going to have to kill some people to get away with his activities. And the process of covering up his crimes are all really fucking intense and carried by Andrew Scott's performance. Like, when I say intense, again, it's the slow build. They put him in positions where it looks like there's no way he can get out of it. It's just really gripping, man. Is the show perfect though? No. There are a couple of moments at the end that kind of like stretch the boundaries of plausibility, but those moments are few and far between, and the highs on this show are high as fuck. So I don't know if I could sit here and like full-throatedly recommend this show to everybody. Like, I firmly believe that a lot of you are gonna find it tedious and boring and bail on it and think, what the fuck was Mike talking about? But if you think you can get through a show that moves fairly slowly, but again, slowly with purpose, like I deeply believe, it's not a belief, it's a fact. The tedious movement of the show really serves to amplify the tension. But if you can deal with that, you'll be richly rewarded with, like I said, some of the most beautiful television that you've ever seen, a great performance from Andrew Scott, and some truly intense and gripping moments. I don't know if this will stay in my top 3, but it'll definitely stay in my top 10. I can't foresee 10 things coming out that I'm gonna like more than this. Big recommendation from your boy. So check this out. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought in the comments. And until next time, peace.